Should the Giants sign DeAndre Hopkins? I want to hear from everybody that's watching this video down in the comment section. Let me know. Should they do it? Type S for sign or P for pass. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to explore the idea about the New York Football Giants signing DeAndre Hopkins because he has been released by the Arizona Cardinals over the weekend, which means he is free to sign with whatever team he wants. Also, ESPN and Jeremy Fowler, they put out an article which highlighted the best fits for DeAndre Hopkins, and they listed the Giants as one of the top destinations for the former All-Pro wide receiver. We're going to break it down in today's show, but first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because I know this. If the Giants sign DeAndre Hopkins, we are partying on this channel, and we're going to try to break the record here on the stream of Super Chats. You guys are the best, and I know you guys are going to love it. If you want Giants videos every single day this summer, hit that sub button right now. So this is what ESPN and Jeremy Fowler had to say about Hopkins and a potential marriage with Big Blue. They said New York has many supporting players at wide receiver, but no alpha. Is it time to give Daniel Jones an elite guy once and for all? Perhaps Darren Waller assumes that role, but he's a tight end. The NFC East is only getting better, and the Giants need to win may need to win some shootouts. The problem is that the Giants have just $4.5 million in cap space and still need to extend Saquon Barkley. And I know everyone's already watching this video. They're down in the comment section. Oh, my goodness. But, Marshall, how would we sign somebody with no cap space? Thing is, the Giants could create $28.5 million in cap space like that. Like that. They could create cap space like that. You know why? Because the salary cap is a myth. You can always manipulate the salary cap. It just matters how much of a risk you want to place in that. For instance, Leonard Williams. Right now, he has a $30+ million cap hit for the 2023 NFL season. And if you were to restructure his deal, you would save $8.4 million in salary cap space. If you gave him an extension, this is according to Spotrac. You can check him out on Google. Just type in Spotrac. All these numbers will come up for you. If you extend Leonard Williams, you could save 13.4. So 13.4 plus 4.5, that's already $18 million. What about saving another $7.2 million in cap space by extending Saquon Barkley? Right now, he is on your books for $10.1 million due to that franchise tag. You give him a long-term deal. You extend the life of the contract over a couple of years. That $10.1 million in salary cap hit this year could go all the way down to $3 million. A Saquon extension saves you $7 million. So that's 7 plus 13. That's already $20 million. You want to save $28 million? An Adoree Jackson extension saves $8 million. So you extend Adoree Jackson, you restructure and extend Leonard Williams, and you get a deal done with Saquon Barkley, and the Giants would have over $32.5 million in cap space. Meaning they could go out and give DeAndre Hopkins whatever he wants. Say you don't want to extend, though, any of those players. You don't want to restructure any of those players. You could give DeAndre Hopkins a multi-year deal, where his first year, his salary cap hit is low, like Bobby Okereke was for the New York Giants. You can get creative with these contracts. Say you give DeAndre Hopkins a 2 or 3 year deal. The the salary cap hits could grow as the contract's life goes on. So you don't have to put all the money in just this year. So the Giants could do this in multiple different ways. The question comes down to, how much money does DeAndre Hopkins get? How much money does DeAndre Hopkins want? That's what it's going to come down to between the Giants, Hopkins, or any other team that is interested in him. What I think a deal could look like is very similar to the Odell Beckham Jr. contract. And when you look at Odell Beckham's contract pretty closely, it's 1 year for $15 million, but only $13.8 is guaranteed, and he could have incentives that could get it to $18 million. But look at this. How in the world is this possible? 1-year deal. But his salary cap hit is only $3.9 million. It's because he has void years. 4 void years. In 2024, Odell Beckham's cap hit is $11 million. And it's 2.7, then it's 2.7, then it's 2.7. So you can always get creative with the cap. If you want a player like OBJ, or you want a player right now like DeAndre Hopkins, you can do what it takes if you want to sign him. Question is, do you? So the other destinations that ESPN and Jeremy Fowler put out there, the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Jets, the Dallas Cowboys, and the New Orleans Saints. Remember when the Saints had negative $80 million in cap space 3 months ago? It's because they manipulate the cap. Now they have $14 million. So you can get it done. The other destinations that Fowler had for DeAndre Hopkins and ESPN are the Cleveland Browns, the New York Giants, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New England Patriots. So if you want to get it done, you can. Just how bad do you want it? I'll ask you this question. Not if the Giants should, will they, not any of that. I want to ask you this question. Where will DeAndre Hopkins sign? Let me know what you think down below. I believe, honestly, it's the Bills or the Chiefs. I think the Giants are in there as well, but I would go Bills and Chiefs as the top dog. Giants got a fighter's chance, though. What do you think? Where's D-Hop going to sign? Sound off for me. Joe Schoen needs to at least pick up the phone and make the call and talk to DeAndre Hopkins and the reps that he is repped by, whether it be his agent or whoever it may be. Make the call. See what he wants. See if he wants to play for the Giants. Because as much as I love this Giants wide receiver room, none of these players are even close to the type of talent that DeAndre Hopkins is. I'm going to be honest with you. DeAndre Hopkins might be a Hall of Fame player when he decides to hang up the cleats. And I love Hodgins, and I love Shepard, and I love Robinson, and I love Campbell, and I love all the guys we got. None of them are DeAndre Hopkins. None of them are putting up back-to-back seasons of over 200 catches and almost 3,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. Think about it like this, ladies and gentlemen. DeAndre Hopkins played in just 9 games this year and had 64 catches and 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. That would have been the number 1 receiving season on the Giants this year, and he did it in 9 games. And he only missed 1 game due to injury. 6 games were due to suspension. I don't buy into the whole fact that he's some injury-prone player. I believe he can continue to play. He would be the alpha and become the go-to target for Daniel Jones, a guy that can go up and catch it in contested coverage, get open, and has some of the strongest hands in the National Football League. According to Las Vegas, they also think the Giants could be a team that is in on DeAndre Hopkins. So according to Vegas, these are the top destinations for D-Hop. They have the Cowboys at number 1, Chiefs at number 2. Then you got the Patriots, Bills, Eagles, Ravens, Giants, Bears, Jets, and then the Cleveland Browns. So the Giants are definitely in the running. Do I think it will happen? I don't know. Is there a chance? Absolutely. And I think they should go out and at least explore that idea. We'll wrap up this conversation in just a quick bit. But first, you guys need to get hooked up with your throwback jerseys for the 2023 NFL season because the Giants are bringing these jerseys back. And I absolutely love these threads. I think these should honestly probably just be the home jerseys for the Giants. But since they're wearing them a couple of times, once again, in the upcoming season, get yours today at this link, chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That's chatsports.com/Giants throwback. You can click this link in the comments and description in today's show. We talked about this last week, but just kind of want to throw this in there because I do think it is important. DeAndre Hopkins sat down with I Am Athlete Brandon Marshall, and he pretty much said what he's looking for in a new team. Stable management. Well, Giants got Joe Schoen, and they love him as their general manager. He's going to be around for a while, so check on the top box. A QB who loves the game. While Daniel Jones may not be the most talented quarterback or the guy that's the most sexy or the most blockbuster name, I believe he works just as hard, if not harder, than every quarterback in the National Football League. He is the definition of a first guy in and last guy out. I could guarantee you this much. Daniel Jones loves the game. And a great defense. Got a great defensive coordinator in Wink Martindale, and you got one of the best front lines in the National Football League with Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, A'Shawn Robinson, Raheem Nunez, Roches, Jihad Ward, Adoree Jackson, Xavier McKinney, Deontay Banks, Bobby Okereke. That sounds like a pretty damn good defense to me. I think the Giants fit all these boxes. Unfortunately, though, Hopkins did name the top 5 quarterbacks that he would like to play with, and for some reason, Daniel Jones is not on this list. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert are the 5 quarterbacks that DeAndre Hopkins says he would like to play with. But I can promise you this, D-Hop, if you're watching this video, you would absolutely love Daniel Jones because he is going to do whatever it takes, whatever he has to do, however he has to do it. He is going to do whatever he can do to win a football game. If that means putting together a 90-yard drive and 15 plays against the Green Bay Packers with a bloody hand in London, he's going to do that. Daniel Jones finds ways to win football games. He shows love to his teammates. He outworks everybody, and his heart is in the right place. Hopkins, you would absolutely love playing for Daniel Jones. And could you imagine an offense with Daniel Jones under center, Saquon Barkley in the backfield, Darren Waller outside, DeAndre Hopkins inside, mix in a Jalen Hyatt, a Jamison Crowder, a Sterling Shepard, an Isaiah Hodgins, a Wan'Dale Robinson, a Darius Slayton, Andrew Thomas at left tackle, Evan Neal at right tackle. This offense would be awesome. And the time is now because the NFC is wide open. None of these teams are absolute powerhouse. I know the Eagles are a good football team, but they're beatable. They are 100% beatable. Now is the time for the Giants to strike while the iron is hot. You could make this move and seriously elevate yourself from being a good feel-good story and a good football team to a team that could compete in the playoffs and a team that not a lot of teams want to play with their backs up against the wall. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Darren Waller, and DeAndre Hopkins. Not too many defensive coordinators are happy about playing that team. So I will ask it again. Should the Giants sign DeAndre Hopkins? Type S for sign, type P for pass. I'm typing my S for sign. As always, shout out to you guys for tuning in to today's show. You're always real ones. You always show love. So help me out. If you made it this far in the video, be a real one and hit that thumbs up icon right below. Like today's video. It's the best way to help the channel.